screen and I get the graphics changed over, but I didn't want to keep you waiting because obviously we're a few minutes late. I'm also sweltering, so I want to take this off as well. But I hope everyone's well. Obviously, we're coming off the back of a big SummerSlam weekend. We're coming off the back of an interesting Raw, and tonight we've got DOMINIK Mysterio defending his North American Championship. He's going to be defending that against Dragon Lee, someone that I think is a very credible challenger. I could see him losing tonight. I could see Dragon Lee becoming the new NXT North American champion. Dragon Lee is someone that's a big name outside of NXT. He's someone that was doing some great stuff all around the world, in Mexico, in Japan, in New Japan. And so he was quite a big signing for NXT. I think that they might have used DOMINIK as a way of getting the title off of Wesley and getting it onto Dragon Lee. So I think there's a really good chance that we see a new champion tonight. I think there's a really good chance we see a new champion tonight. So we've got that match coming up. As well as that, we got Tyler Bate taking on Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup. Obviously, it's not the real Heritage Cup, but it is the Heritage Cup. So we've got that match coming up. We've also got Axiom, who's going to be in action tonight. Axiom is going to be taking on Mustafa Ali. You might remember those two got into an argument last week because they both want a shot at the North American Championship. They both confronted DOMINIK Mysterio. And so we need to work out who's going to be the one that gets that opportunity. So Axiom, Mustafa Ali, Tyler Bate, Noam Dar, Dragon Lee against DOMINIK Mysterio. We know that Rhea is in Dominic's corner. We know that Ray is in Dragon Lee's corner. And the other match that I saw announced was Von Wagner takes on Bron Breakker. Von Wagner versus Bron Breakker. That match going on tonight. So, you know, haven't we got Ilya against Trick as well? I haven't seen that one announced, but I'm sure we've got Ilya Dragunov against Trick, which if that's tonight, that's going to bang, man. That's going to bang. What I'm loving about NXT is it really does continue the good times. So, you know, we had SummerSlam on Saturday. Then we didn't have anything on Sunday, but I did drop a toy hunt. On yesterday, we had Raw, which started a bit sluggish, but really got somewhere. And so now with NXT, like, it really does continue that kind of, I don't want to say essential viewing, but it really is becoming that for me. I've said the turnaround in NXT for me has been quite drastic. I'm so enjoying it. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, like, I'm loving what Noam Dar's doing. I'm loving heel Bron Breakker. I'm enjoying the Von Wagner face run. DOMINIK Mysterio gets big reactions. Dragon Lee winning tonight could be a moment, a big moment, a good moment. Axiom, Mustafa Ali, I'm not too fussed about. That doesn't really do a great deal for me, but I like both. I think I want Axiom out of that mask, though. I don't think that mask is doing him any favors. So I think I'd take Axiom out of the mask. Mustafa Ali is someone that's people have got a lot of time for. And as we said, you know, it'd be good to see him tonight as well. And obviously you've got like Chase U, Thea Hale, Andre Chase, that drama that's rumbling along as well. So there's plenty for us to get our teeth into here. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to NXT tonight. Right, I want to jump into the chat as well, see what's going down in Community Town. Bonkers said, Daze, UFC 293, Israel Adesanya against Sean Strickland for the middleweight title. Tai Tuivasa versus Volkov. Araujo against KC. Manuel Kopp versus Kaikara France. Bonkers, shout out to you. I have been trying to put together a bit of a schedule, a bit of a plan as to what it is that I'm going to look to be streaming over the coming weeks and months. And my Saturdays at the moment. So this weekend, I'm looking at Joshua versus... is it Hellenius that's been replaced? It was going to be Joshua White, wasn't it? But I think it's Hellenius that's coming in now. So I like Joshua. I mean, a loss here would really knock him back, so he cannot afford to lose this. If he wants to stay in the mix, in contention for a title fight again, he needs to get a win this weekend. He's still one of the biggest boxers, most recognizable boxers in the world. He's still going to generate a lot of interest. That is definitely something I've got an eye on. I'm hoping we can sort of do that and then do UFC after. That is something that's going to need to be looked into, so that's on my radar. Then the week after that, UFC 292. Week after that, Usyk against Dubois for the world heavyweight title. That's a big deal, man. Usyk taking on Daniel Dubois should be a win for Usyk, but Dubois is a good challenge. So that's going to be a really fun fight. Then we've got Payback. The Payback stream is the week after that. And then the week after that is UFC 293. Then we've got a couple of weeks where it might just be UFC fight nights, which there could be fine in all fairness. You know, I really don't mind doing UFC fight nights at all. But there just seems like we're going into a period of some big shows coming up, some big things. Obviously, we just had SummerSlam as well. So there's a lot that's going on over weekend. And I've just tried to get a bit of a plan together as to what we're doing. So that's how the next few weeks are looking for us anyway. So, yeah, UFC 293 is very much in my thoughts. I'm going to be in the stream, but UFC over boxing for me these days, says LA Dortnight. LA Dortnight. Febin said, what's the way into your heart besides doing a heart transplant procedure on you, says Febin. What's the way into your heart? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? I don't know what you mean. How can someone woo me? Is that the question? Are you hitting on me, Febin? Is that what this is? Is that what this is? Is that what this is? I mean, I'm very flattered, but I mean, like, I'm a bit busy, to be honest. I mean, I don't really get much time to myself, Febin, but, you know, here's my number. Call me, maybe. I'm just, you know, whatever. James said, Daze, hope you are well. Hope you're well as well, James. Shout out to you, buds. Cameron, hello, said, do you reckon Bron Breakker deserves to be called up? Sure, yeah. I think there should be more, like, it should be more, why wouldn't he be called up? I think, why wouldn't he be called up? I think if you've had a run with the NXT title like he has, I would say I could give a reason around WrestleMania why I didn't think he should be called up. And the reason is because he had been a face. And then he turns heel earlier this year. And then, you know, we get to WrestleMania. And it didn't feel like we'd explored a Bron Breakker heel turn. Him being a heel is a whole new side of things for him to learn, right? Your interaction with the crowd, slowing the pace of the match down. Like, you know, some of the little tricks of being a heel, like all of that stuff, I think is stuff that you really do need to learn. If you are going to go and be a heel, then learn it when you're in NXT. So I could make an argument why after WrestleMania wasn't quite right for him, but he's had a few matches, few feuds. He's shown that he can do it. I think it's a more compelling character as well. And so I'm at the point where I think, to be honest, call-ups for me, it's not so much about is the person ready, although that is a big aspect. But the other major aspect is the creative ready? Do we need Bron Breakker on the main roster? So, you know, NXT will always produce talent. It will always churn out talent. It's set up to do that. It's got some of the best trainers. They know what they're doing. They've been there. They've got the t-shirt. They know how to do it. They can take athletes and turn them into superstars. Look at Bianca Belair for a prime example of that. So NXT will always churn out talent. The question is, does the main roster need that steady stream of talent all the time? Like, it is going to need it, but it's going to need it more at certain times than at other times. And I would really question as to whether this is a time where we just don't really need much of that talent, because I feel like the rosters are just full of people that need opportunity. I look at Shinsuke. who is desperately in need of opportunity. I look at Tommaso Ciampa, that's just trying to find his feet. Bronson, that's trying to find his feet. Karrion Kross, who we keep saying hasn't had opportunity. We've got people like Chad Gable, who it's great to see we're doing some stuff with as well. I feel, obviously, we haven't even got going with Raquel Rodriguez. We haven't got going with Candice. We haven't got going with Indy Hartwell. I think fans love new things, but the new things that we had not long ago still haven't been utilized, still haven't been like sorted. So I feel like there's like this big stack of people that really need good creative. Trying to bring up Bron Breakker and find more creative for him, I don't know. I just don't know if we need anyone at the moment. But is he ready? Yeah, I really couldn't give you a good reason why he isn't. His promos are fine. His matches are fine. His heel turn has been a big success. Any other bits he can learn when he's actually up there. I mean, you never leave NXT fully, everything sorted. You never leave NXT fully, every box being ticked. Look at the likes of Lacey Evans. Look at the likes of Liv Morgan. They left NXT before being 100% ready. And they've had to kind of work it out on the main roster. So Bron Breakker is, I would say, in a perfectly acceptable place for the main roster. But it's just, do we need him? Do you think Judgment Day will beat Mello for the NXT title, says Wilds? No, I don't think so. I'm not expecting that. I think I think they are doing a lot of stuff with NXT of using people from the main roster to come down and give it a boost in ratings. And obviously we're seeing like New Day win the tag belts, and we saw Dolph Ziggler win the NXT title, and we're seeing Mandy Rose come back down, win the women's title. We're seeing Dominic with the mid-card title. So someone coming down from the main roster to win the NXT championship is perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly fine. But I can't say that it's going to be someone from Judgment Day that's going to do that, because I don't think it'll be Damian, because he's got money in the bank. He doesn't need to be carrying the NXT title. I don't think it'll be Dominic, because he's already got the North American title, unless he's going to lose this and then go after the NXT title. I can't really see a reason as to why he would go after the NXT title. This just feels like we're using Rhea and Dominic for a little bit, just to boost the rating a little bit. And then I think they'll end up going. I think once this run of Dominic's is over, I think he's gone. So I don't see Damian needing it. I don't think Dominic's going to stick around to be NXT champion. And so that would only leave Finn. And honestly, Finn's involved with Seth and doing stuff around the world title. Like right now I'm looking at it thinking, no, I can't see him coming back down to get an NXT title run again. I'd feel really sorry for Finn if that's what we did. I'd feel really sorry for him, because he keeps bouncing, doesn't he? He keeps coming back to NXT. He came back to NXT to have a second title run and sort of evolve his character. And then he ended up going back up and obviously being a part of Judgment Day and all that. That's been good. But if he was to come back down again and have another NXT, a third time title run, I mean, I just feel so sorry for him. He definitely would have cemented himself as the face of NXT, though, outside of William Regal and Triple H. But no, we've got to be looking at him around that world title, haven't we? So unless it's going to be Dominic that trades in the North American title for the NXT title, I'd lean towards no. Big Time said Raw only did 1.8 coming off SummerSlam with no competition. Commercial free hour one. May be wrong, but perhaps low expectations. Yeah, maybe. I think if you used to ask me what's it going to do, I mean, 1.7, 1.8 is its usual. Coming off the back of what we're told is the most watched SummerSlam, probably makes you think that would be a 192 million. I certainly don't think it'd be 2122, anything like that. I think 192, nice little bump. Just a nice little bump. We all know why the ratings have been so good. It's Bloodline. Bloodline's the reason why the ratings have been so good. Even EO cashing in. That is SmackDown. So the EO new women's champion is SmackDown. The Jimmy and Jay stuff, that's SmackDown. Granted, the Seth situation and the Cody situation, both of those were Raw. But I don't know. With Cody, he's finished with Brock, and I suppose it is interesting to see what will be next for him. But it's not the same as what we're doing with Bloodline and what we're doing with Roman and his 3-year title reign. Yeah, I mean, that's a different level, isn't it? So, yes, I think you're right. I think it is below expectation, but I don't think by loads. If I was to, what do you think Raw did? I would say 1.92 would have been my guess. 1.92 would have been my prediction. 1.95, like somewhere around that ballpark. I think Raw is normally 1.7, 1.8. So nice little tickle, nice little boost. Gets it up to the 1.9s, 1.95, that kind of area. But yeah, Bloodline is what's driving things. So yeah, maybe a little disappointment there, and they will be hoping that doesn't drop. They won't want to see that drop next week. So the hope is that didn't get a boost, because if that did still get a boost, then that would suggest next week we're going down to 1.7. I would say this number's fine as long as it doesn't drop next week. So again, another one where we're going to have to wait till next week to see what it comes out at. But yeah, I don't think you're wrong to say maybe a bit below expectation there. Big Time said, I'm kind of worried for the talent with the news. Endeavor is closing next month to merge UFC and WWE under a new company. Well, I don't quite understand what that news is. I mean, my understanding is they are merging them, putting them under a company, but that company is Endeavor, isn't it? Isn't that company Endeavor? So aren't we doing WWE still as WWE and UFC still as UFC and putting them just under the Endeavor company? I'm not aware that the name WWE is going away or the UFC is going away. And I think it's just coming underneath the Endeavor banner, but you still will tune into UFC 298 and you'll still tune into WWE SummerSlam. I don't think it'll be like Endeavor 298 and Endeavor SummerSlam and everything will be Endeavor. I don't think we're doing that. That would be news to me if that's what we're doing. That would be news to me. Steve said, would you ever see them put the NXT belt on Xavier? He's never going to get a WWE world title. He's the only one that's not had one in New Day. I like that, Steve. I like that. I think he should win that because I think that he is someone that is really overlooked a lot. He did win King of the Ring, so he does have that to his name. But it's true, I don't ever see him being like a world's champion unless there's going to be a real groundswell for him to, we got Kofi Mania and Big E obviously went on to become champ. So for him to be the only member of the New Day to not be a world champion, I don't know. Definitely not Roman's belt, but Seth's belt. Could we do a little something at some point where Xavier, we do a whole story about him not wanting to be the only member of the New Day to not win the world title, and maybe that actually plays into a story, because that secondary title that Seth's got is good. I mean, it's right there for that sort of story, to be honest. It's right there for that sort of story if we ever need to go to it. So I agree, unlikely. Could you give him the NXT belt instead? Sure, yeah. The only thing I would say is he going to be a ratings boost? Because we've seen that you've really got to have something about you to boost the ratings. Someone like Xavier Woods, I just don't think is exciting enough of a name or gets really enough of a reaction to actually boost those ratings. So yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. I think if you was doing it for the story, it makes a lot of sense. But if you're doing it to try and boost the ratings, I would really question if that would work. Wrestling guy, shout out to you, said, Daze, loving the new videos. Keep up the good work. Any members content? Yes, there will be members content. Thinking of doing a members stream tomorrow. And I also have I got them over here? Have I got them? Hang on, give me a sec. have these from a car boot sale. I didn't get them. My brother got them. So my brother went to, like, I've told you before, car boots. It's where cars pull up in the fields, open up the back of their cars, pull a table out, chuck a load of stuff on, just sell it cheap. So, like, you know, if you're trying to sell old DVDs, if you're trying to sell clothes you don't wear, if you're trying to sell toys or collectibles you don't want, you can chuck them on eBay, or you could just chuck them in your car and do a car boot sale. And we've got, like, they happen all over the country every Saturday, Sunday. We've got several round by us. And they're quite fun to just pop along to and see what you can find. It's a bit of a, you know, lazy Sunday morning, jump in a car, have a little mooch around a car boot sale, see what you can find, kind of a thing, you know. I don't know if in America you guys have those. I know you have garage sales and stuff like that, but yeah, my brother went and found these, which are Slam Attacks. But they are just like loads of packs of Slam Attacks, including like potentially autographs and limited edition things. And I don't know. I mean, like, I think they're like £10 for all of these. £10. Each one is meant to retail for £4.99. So I don't actually know how many are here, but 10 quid. He got them all. So my plan is, probably won't open all of them, but I'll open, like, you know, a chunk, and we'll see what we get, and probably be a few blasts from the past. I think they're from like 2001, so, you know, there'll be a few blasts from the past, and who knows, there might be like an autograph that has snuck its way into one of those kind of things. So I said that could be kind of fun, and what I like about it is that obviously it could potentially lead to a few conversations, like, oh, do you remember this person? Do you remember this match? Do you remember this moment? So it's not just going to be opening packs going, this is what we got. You know, hopefully it will lead to a bit more. So I was thinking of doing that as a bit of a video soon for the members. And I also wanted to do a behind the scenes. I love doing these. And actually, this is one I really want to do. I love going to the toy hunts, the latest toy hunts, and doing a bit of a, this is the behind the scenes stuff, right? Let me tell you what was going on at this point, where I was, why I was there, what the shop was like, any interesting stories, blah, 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 blah. People love toy hunts. And I think if I can just give that extra layer of kind of, you know, what was happening at the time, I think that's kind of interesting. So I want to do that video for members. I want to do that video for members, and I am going to drop a member stream tomorrow as well. So gonna got a few bits lined up. I am really working hard at the moment to try and get a lot of content on the various channels, because it's something that's, you know, it's just become apparent that I need to change the structure a little bit. And so I've got the second channel where that's where I put the videos we record. So if something big happens tonight, rather than that going on the Wrestling Daze channel, I'll put it on the Wrestling Daze Clips channel, and it can go over there, and whatever it does, it does. I mean, if it gets 100 views, whatever. If it gets 2,000 views, whatever, right? Just let it do whatever. So I just chuck them over there and I don't think about them. And then I've started to do those reactions to the What Culture Up and Downs. So a lot of people don't know this, but What Culture's Up and Downs, you see the signs in the crowd of people like, Simon, give this an up. Simon, give this a down. The truth is, Simon doesn't do any of those things. Simon just presents the article that is written by someone else. And the article is put on their website. If you go to the What Culture website, you can read the ups and downs that have been written by whoever, and Simon then presents those, and he, you know, does an amazing job of that. It's not content that I particularly watch, but I have seen it and I really like him. I think he does a great job. And so what I've started to do is take that article and just go through the points and go, well, I agree with this, I disagree with this, I'm surprised they didn't mention this, and just use it as a bit of a way to talk about the show. It's just a nice structure to bounce off. So I've started putting that on the second channel as well. To be honest, I just want to put stuff on that second channel that's just, I mean, if it bombs, it bombs, right? Whatever, it's bonus. It's bonus. That's the way I'm looking at it. It's bonus. So it just goes over there. So I've started doing that. I did that for SummerSlam, and it was well received. And I did it for Raw last night, and so that went up earlier today. And I'll do it for NXT tomorrow as well. So all of that on the second channel. On this channel, figure videos, live streams, the recap videos, really trying to get those recap videos up quicker. It means that they are not as animated. Like, I like to have the images move in and things like that. I've cut all that out to get them out quicker, because what I've learned is that people want them as soon as possible. And if I have to sacrifice a little bit on a few things to get them out quicker, I think it's worth doing so. Yeah, there's a lot that's going on at the moment. There's a lot of things going around in my head. So, members is something that is, it's a constant question and concern about, oh, what do I need to do over there? But yeah, I mean, as you can see, there's a few things that I've got lined up, few thoughts that I've got, but yeah, I just keep every day fighting the good fight and trying to find good content for this channel, good content for that second channel, trying to make the Wrestling Escape Pod as inclusive as possible. And a big thank you to everyone that sent in thoughts, and we played those during the episodes. And yeah, same with the members. I'm going to try and strengthen that as well. So lots happening at the moment. Wild said, do you think NXT regret losing all the top heels in the draft because they have no top heel for Mello to face at No Mercy? Perhaps they turn Elia heel and have a rematch. Do I think they regret losing the top heels? I don't think it's really their choice. I think if you run NXT, I think your primary job is to produce talent. That's your primary job. Really, after that, it's putting on the best show you can, right? To try and get the ratings as strong as what you can. But your primary focus is to create the superstars of tomorrow. That's the whole point of NXT and the Performance Center, is to train and develop the superstars of tomorrow, the next Roman Reigns, the next Seth Rollins, the next Charlotte Flair, getting them to come through. So if the main roster turn around and say, we need some heels, we need this, it's out your hands. I mean, you can fight your corner and go, oh, I really need to keep them because they're in a program at the moment, or can I just keep them for another 2 months or whatever, And I'm sure Triple H will listen to what, Sean has got to say, of course. But I think that's not quite the way that I would look at it. I would look at it as my primary focus is to produce talent. If I've produced talent that is deemed good enough to get to the main roster, that's a big win for me. That's a big win for me because it says that the system works. It's a big win for the coaches. It's a big win for the talent. And then my challenge is, what do I do now about plugging that gap? But that should be a challenge that excites, to be honest. If that should be a challenge that you want, that you relish. I think if you are a booker and you work in creative, everyone would think that it was just a case of what match do you want to book, right? Who do you want against who? How do you want that feud to go, right? When the truth is, part of booking is someone's injured. You've now got to go in a new direction. What are you going to do? Sonia's injured, so you can't do all the plans you had for Chelsea Sonia. Rip them up, throw them away. It's not happening. What do you do now, right? Kevin Owens is injured, so all the plans you had for Sammy and Kevin, rip them up, throw them away. What do you do now? Sasha and Naomi have just walked out, so all the plans you had for them, rip them up, throw them away. What you doing now, right? There is a lot of on-the-fly creative, on-the-fly reacting, because the machine can't stop, can it? The machine can't stop. So if you're in NXT and you're going to moan or have regrets, not that you can, but if you're going to moan and complain or have regrets about losing heels because now your show is going to suffer, well, first of all, I think your priorities are wrong. Second of all, I think that you clearly are out of your depth, because you should be able to book out of this situation, right? Because that's the job. And I'd have some serious questions about if they if they couldn't sort out that situation. Certainly with the amount of talent they've got as well. I mean, you can easily turn someone from face to heel. You can easily put someone that's around that mid-cards into that kind of top position. Even if you've just got to put them there as like a hold-in thing for a short time. You might even be able to get on the phone to Triple H and go, listen, give me a heel that you've got no plans for. Maybe that's what they did, and that's why they've got Baron Corbin. You know, Baron Corbin wasn't in any of their main roster plans, so they chucked him down to NXT for a bit so that he can, you know, explore his character a little bit, pass on a bit of advice, boost the ratings potentially, and give them a heel that they maybe were lacking. So, yeah, I think it's a really interesting question. I love the question. But I think if that was a genuine concern that they were having in NXT, I think they might want to really think about if that's the right job for them, because that is the job, like dealing with those kinds of circumstances. Awesome Wrestling Wide. Shout out to you, my friends. Appreciate the support. Hope you are enjoying wrestling at the moment. I think it's in a really good place. Obviously, with AEW as well, we're getting closer towards that London show, which we're definitely going to look to do. That is on a Sunday. So we did earlier talk about what we're looking to do on Saturdays, but we do have that coming up on a Sunday as well. So weekends are going to be busy, man, because I think on the Sunday is All In. And then the following Sunday is All Out. And both are on Sundays, so we can look to do both. So even our Sundays look like they're going to be quite busy. But I love it, man. I want to be busy. It's certainly not a problem having shows to watch, is it? I wish there was more. Chris said Judgment Day planted the seed for Finn versus Priest. Then JD McDonough planted the seed for Finn versus Priest. Then attacked Sammy so Shin can join the main event and attack Seth. Lots of foundation put down for future plans. Yeah, I agree. I think the first part of the show last night on Raw was a bit slow and a bit of a concern, because it felt like we were just phoning it in and, you know, just kind of taking the easy route. But then the show, once we got past that no commercial hour, then the show seemed to burst into life a little bit. I've seen a lot of shows that have been commercial free for an hour, and those hours are consistently amongst the worst hours. It's like they give with one hand and then take away with the other. Like, you would imagine no commercials for an hour would be amazing. But I've said before, I think that anything that's gripping, anything that they want you to stick around for, they're not going to bother putting that in the commercial-free hour, because hour 2 and hour 3 have still got commercials that they need to get you to sit through and come back from. Like, one of the biggest problems that shows have is losing people during commercial breaks. Because if you're not really feeling it and you get to the commercial break, that's an opportunity for you to change the channel. So when you do get a show that is commercial free, anything that's going to be gripping, that's going to keep you around, anything tasty, just seems to get moved into the other hours. So that first hour, even though it was commercial free, felt a bit sterile. Felt a bit flat to me. I know people really enjoyed the Fatal 4-Way. I know people got something from that. I'm not a big fan of that, and I touch on it during the ups and down reaction video on the second channel. But the rest of it, you know, I mean, it just felt a bit bland, a bit like wasn't doing it. And actually, the halftime scores during our watch along were not in a great place. But once we got into that second hour, and certainly the third hour, I think we were setting some stuff up. And I think, you know, the Shinsuke moment I thought was really good. The Sammy injury, the way we dealt with that, I thought that was really good. There was some positives that came through. I even like Shayna. Shayna came across to me like a badass, man. I mean, she was involved in what I thought was a good scrap at SummerSlam. And I made that point. I was like, it felt like a fight. I felt like I was watching something that it was these two women going at it, trying to prove they're better than the other. And even though it wasn't mind-blowing, I certainly didn't think it was a disaster. And I got some from that match. I enjoyed it. And to see her with like a swollen black eye, it just kind of hit home how hard hitting that match was. And so she's got this black eye. She then has a match, which was all right, against Zoe Stark, picks up the win. Then backstage goes up to Becky and says, now that Ronda's gone, I've got a list of people that I'm coming for, and you are on that list. And so the idea of a Shayna Baszler that's willing to go to lengths that we don't really see all women willing to go to or go into on a regular basis, like actually getting hit, actually getting like swollen eye and like, you know, a black eye and bruising and everything. I mean, one of the most iconic moments for Becky was her busted nose. When you do get a legit injury and you are able to use it to your advantage and you are able to kind of stand there looking like a badass, it just reflects really well on you. And I thought Shayna came out of last night's show looking like a badass. Not Becky broken nose levels, but still looking like a badass. I thought it was a good look for her. I think she's had a good 48 hours. And a feud between her and Becky, I'd be definitely interested in. So that looks like a new direction. Candice and Indy being involved with Rhea was interesting. The Finn stuff, as we said, the Shinsuke stuff, JD coming in, the Sammy injury. Just felt like there was a steady stream. New Day coming back, of course. Steady stream of just talking points. Not massive talking points, maybe not the biggest things in the world, but just things that added up to make that show a fun show, a good show in the end. You know, turn around what I think was a bit of a struggle for the first part. So yeah, I really got some up from Raw. I got some up from SummerSlam. I thought SummerSlam was solid, fine, good. I would say good. I'd have no problem saying good. I've seen a lot of people saying they didn't like it. I suppose I can understand that. I think people were really hoping for like The Rock and Bray and Randy and Big E, and we didn't get any of those. So I think if you was basing it on that, I can understand why it would be a disappointment. But for me, I think every match delivered. There was no matches that I was bored with. Even the main event I really enjoyed, and I know a lot of people said it went too long. I would agree that the show went too long. I criticize AEW for their pay-per-views going long, and I think SummerSlam did go long. So I would like to have seen SummerSlam have about half an hour shaved off it, right? Definitely would have supported that. So I'm happy to criticize SummerSlam, but I think for me, it's been a really solid, like 48, 72 hours. And really one of the most exciting parts is to come with this Friday. Jimmy, Jay, what we're doing there, the Island of Relevancy, Roman. You know, the fact they just announced that Jimmy is going back to the Island of Relevancy and he's going back to Roman is sort of mind-blowing, isn't it? It's mind-blowing that that's how we would just throw that out there. He's going back to Roman kind of a thing on a voiceover. So, yeah, I mean, it easily could have been missed by people. But they did tweet it out as well. And I did put it in the recap video for those that still don't know what I'm talking about. The recap video, I really tried to include as much stuff as I can. And I included that in there. So, yeah. The women's tag belts never got rolling, said Top Tier. An IC title would be better to keep more on the roster in the spotlight, says Top Tier. Jarrett said, if they get an Intercontinental or United States title for the women's division, that will help elevate mid-carders to possible main events or elevate below mid-carders to mid-card events. Right, let's go down. Shayna versus Becky is happening during the PC era, says Boomers. The PC era? The Performance Center era? What do you mean by PC? Political correctness era. Is that what it is? Political correctness era. Why would The Rock return at SummerSlam? Only you had it on the poll, says Kieran. Why would The Rock return? So the thoughts about The Rock was that there is a strike going on in Hollywood at the moment. And so because of that, a lot of TV shows and film projects are on pause. And there's a lot of filming that's kind of ground to a halt. So I actually don't know what The Rock was doing. But if he was free and he had free time, right, he absolutely could have gone to SummerSlam. Now, at no point did we say that The Rock was going to compete. At no way did we say he was going to turn up and confront Roman. At no point did we say he was going to have a match or anything physical. But could it be that Grayson Waller was eliminated from the Battle Royal and then later in SummerSlam was in the ring, frustrated, like calling out people, mocking The Rock? Don't forget, the Grayson Waller's had plenty to say about The Rock in recent weeks as well, as they've had a little bit of a Twitter spat. And, he's been doing like people's elbows and things like this. And there's been conversation, chatter, people wondering if this was a tease towards The Rock making an appearance. And then you add in the fact that you've got the writer's strike, which means that The Rock's projects may be on hold. And then you add in the fact that SummerSlam is not in an arena, it's in a stadium in front of 60,000, making it arguably as big as a WrestleMania, right? All of that added together just said that I felt there was a chance. Yeah, I certainly didn't think that it was a zero chance situation. I felt like it was a chance that The Rock could turn up, come down, confront someone like Grayson Waller, like put him in his place on the microphone, go to tease something, like, flinch, Grayson, gets out the way, gets out the ring. Nothing physical, but just a SummerSlam moment. A SummerSlam moment. We haven't seen The Rock in a long time. So for him to have been a surprise, for that moment to have happened, people would have absolutely loved it. And, even Triple H has said that The Rock is, he needs that. He's told a story of how he was at some event and they had a giant picture of The Rock and it was high definition. And you could see the hairs standing up on his arm. And apparently Triple H took a picture of that and sent it to The Rock and said, you ain't getting this kind of feeling in Hollywood, because like that is the feeling, that electrifying feeling of being in front of all of these fans. That is something you don't get when you're on a film set. Like you need to be in front of 60,000 people to get the hairs to stand up. And Triple H has made that point that, this is why we see people coming back, because they want that feeling. You can't get that feeling anywhere else. So this is in his blood. He's part of the Anoa'i family. His daughter is obviously in WWE. I mean, I think we see The Rock in the future, because I think he'll be more than happy to do something for his daughter. Come in and I can see him do it. I mean, Ric Flair was in all the time doing stuff for Charlotte. We even saw Bret Hart doing stuff with Natalia. So I could definitely see, I don't think The Rock will be in NXT, but I think once she, gets somewhere, goes to the main roster, I could see him coming in for her. But yeah, I think there was an argument for The Rock to potentially make an appearance. So if we were the only people talking about that, then I take that as a compliment, because for me, all of that adds up. And I think more people should have been having that conversation. So I take that as a dub. Jarrett said, we don't know that he's going to be back to the island of relevancy. For all we know, he could be a lone wolf. Well, no, WWE put a tweet out. So this is the point. Like, WWE have sent a message out and it wasn't a question. So it wasn't like, is he going back? I'll have a look and see exactly how they worded it. Let me scroll down. They said that, oh, hello, we've got another match here. We've got Ivy Nile and Kiana James. They're going to be competing. Oh, man, they tweet a lot, don't they? I'm having to go back quite a bit here to try and get to this tweet. I think I've gone past about 50 messages. Here we go. So this Friday, this is word for word, okay? This Friday on SmackDown, Jimmy Uso returns to the island of relevancy to acknowledge the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. That's it. That's what the tweet says. There's no doubt or questions there. Jimmy Uso returns to the island of relevancy to acknowledge the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. It's mental. It's mental. It's mental that that has just been put out as a voiceover and in a tweet. I don't get it, to be honest. I think we easily could have done a sit-down interview. We could have done a little backstage, Jimmy, what's going on? You know, Jimmy, then we could have seen a clip of Jimmy saying, I'll be at SmackDown on Friday to acknowledge my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And then he walks off and we're like, wah, you know, wah. He could have said something like that, but he didn't. They didn't do anything like that. It was just a voiceover and a tweet. Which I'll admit even passed me by. It was people in the chat. I think it was Dylan, was it, that pointed it out. That said, like, did they just say that? And then we looked into it and we saw the tweet and they're like, yeah, they did. They did. It's mental. Mitchell says, the motherboards in my TV died this morning. I had to get another one. I was able to find an open box deal at Best Buy, 55-inch for only $208. Oh, so you got a new TV. You got a 55-inch TV for $208. Dude, that's a bargain. That strikes me as a real bargain. Hey, do you know what? When I used to go to America in the 2000s, so I went to America, I want to say definitely 2008. Definitely 2008. Probably 07, 06. Probably around that. So like maybe 05, 07. I went about 3 or 4 times in the 2000s with friends from work. Had a great time. And I remember just walking around some of the malls in Florida, and like you'd go past an electronics shop and they would have just so many giant TV. I mean, I'm talking, if it was 100 inches, I wouldn't have been surprised. I really wouldn't have been surprised. And they were the kind of ones that had their own base, you know, and they were like, I think they were like tube technology or something. I don't know. It's an old technology now, but the panel size was just, and it was like being in a different world. We didn't have TVs that big in this country. And so you'd look at it and you'd be like, oh my God. And they were cheap for what you got. But like the amount they were cheap. And I remember thinking like, how would I get one of them on a plane? How would I get one on a plane? How do I get that back to my house? And clearly there was not really a way of doing that. But I remember seeing like all these big TVs, massive, like, but as I said, it was old technology because the depth of them is like, you know, just as big as the screen was. They went back just as far as well, you know. So like you look at it now and like TVs now are like that, aren't they? They're like really super thin. I mean, and like we've got like bigger screens now. I mean, we've got a nice screen, but it's about 70 odd inches in our living room, which is our main family TV, and you know, not cheap, but I think you know, we use it all the time, of course. So like, yeah, that technology has drastically moved forwards. But like a 55-inch for like $208, that's like amazing. It's amazing value. But it just reminded me of those giant TVs I used to see when I would go around like the technology stores in Florida, in like different malls that we would pop to. Always go to the shops when we go, obviously, to the USA, because you guys are just that. I don't know if it's as true anymore, to be honest, but you used to be like a good few years ahead of us, like with technology. But I think really like things have sort of changed a bit now with like how the world has got that little bit smaller because of the internet and everything really coming in. So I feel like things come out over here probably around the same time. Back in the day, you know, it used to be that you used to get films and then we wouldn't get them for like a good, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months later. Whereas now I feel like they come out at the same time. Or there's a few weeks difference, but not really much in it. But I used to be able to go to America, go to like a DVD shop, buy a film that hadn't even come out in the cinema over here, like, or had just come into the cinema, and I would be able to go to America and get it on DVD. That's how like far out of sync we were for a while. So it's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. Jarrett said, Jimmy is not going back to Roman. He's a lone wolf to stop Jay from becoming Roman 2.0. Well, we'll see. I mean, I can only tell you what the tweet says. And they said that he's going to acknowledge, he's going to back to the island of relevancy and he's going to acknowledge Roman. That's what WWE have said on a voiceover and in their tweet as well. So obviously we won't know until Friday quite how it's going to play out or what the reasoning is. But I would definitely suggest just keeping an open mind on it and seeing where the story goes, rather than trying to, die on a hill, like trying to die on any kind of certain hill. I would just keep an open mind because that's all we've seen so far from WWE is them saying that he is going back to the island of relevancy. Raging Demon said, I've got a HD projector. I can adjust the size of that to a cinema screen. My PS4 games look insane. Oh, man, yeah, I bet that's awesome. I bet that is awesome. That's something that has always been quite interesting. Triple T, Tommy Toy Travels, has got a projector. He was telling us about it long time ago now. But yeah, that's something which I would be really interested in looking into one day. Because I bet that is awesome. I'm jealous. Just know I'm jealous. Officially jealous. James said, Becky versus Shayna happened at Mania 36 in the Performance Center during the pandemic. Becky was pregnant then, but didn't know, says James. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that feud, man. I think that maybe not Becky so much, but I think Shayna's in a better place now. And hopefully a credible place. And we could get like a really good feud going between them. I think, wasn't that when they faced before? Wasn't there something to do with like Shayna biting Becky and being a bit of like a vampire or something? Remember that being a bit random. Here's Dominik and Rhea. He is the hottest with this mullet. He is the hottest. It's hard to disagree, isn't it? Mommy, let's go. So, earlier today, we've got the slowest moving car in the world. Could that car move any slower? Somehow we're seeing inside as well. How are we seeing inside? We got Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Tonight, I've got the best seat in the house. Let's go. So Rey is just giving some advice. So Rey arrives. Okay, in the ring, we've got Axiom. That car was so slow. Axiom versus Mustafa Ali. I got a perfect setup. Dolby Surround home system. The bass is incredible. Well, it's all about the bass. I use it to play music, and it sounds like a nightclub. I bet your neighbors love you. Here is Mustafa Ali. Rhea doesn't wrestle much as a champion. Very few real matches for her so far, says Top Tier. Do you think WWE takes its fans for being brain dead sometimes when we see Judgment Day in 6-man tag matches every week? I don't think it's anything quite as harsh as that. I don't think they take them as being brain dead. I think they, to be honest, just used it as a way of getting the Shinsuke turn. You could make the argument, I mean, they've used it as a way. We spoke, didn't we, about trying to get on as many people as possible because it is obviously beneficial for ratings if you can have Seth and you can have Cody and you can have all these people. It's beneficial to try and include as many people as possible. So I think they have tried to find a way of including as many people as possible, and they have used it to try and further tease the Finn Damian drama, and they've used it as a way to get Shinsuke to turn on Seth. So you could have just done Shinsuke Seth against Damian and Finn. You could have done that. And that would have achieved what you wanted to achieve. But would that have been really any different? Would that have been any different? You could equally have done, I don't know, Seth with Shinsuke in his corner against Finn and Damian in his corner, and maybe got there the same way. But I don't know. Would that have been better? I don't know. I feel like I know what they wanted to achieve. We all know what they wanted to achieve. They went that direction, and I don't know. I was quite excited by the end, to be honest. So I don't know. Brain dead. Taking fans for being brain dead. I think that's maybe a little emotional. I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's anything like that. I don't think there's any kind of conspiracy going on. Right, we've got Mustafa Ali in the corner. I wouldn't say it's brain dead. I think something needs to change, make it different and fresh, says Jarrett. Rhea is a boring champ, says Wilds. Coach Co, shout out to you. Axiom going to the outside. Mustafa Ali crashing hard into that commentary table. Crashing hard. Scripps has come out. Scripps has come out. Scrippity Scripps. 1, 2, kick out. So Axiom is being distracted here by Scripps. Axiom goes back in the corner. Kick coming in. Hip up by Axiom. Drop kick. This feud happening because of these two both wanting North American title opportunity. Belly to belly there by Axiom. Axiom going against the ropes. Standing moonsault. 1, 2. Kick out. Wrestle with Andy, hello. What was the first wrestling spoiler you heard on the internet? I remember hearing Jericho joining WWF. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I can give you a good answer on that. I really don't think I could give you a good answer. To be honest, I never had Twitter. I never had it. I never used to go on it. I never used to go on to Observer and all that. And actually, I would argue there's a lot of people that still do that. You know, there's a lot of people that have social media to just keep up with friends. And a lot of people's friends don't watch wrestling. Like, you know, I had a Facebook and I was following people on there. Here's Nima and Price. They've come out. So I wasn't getting anything spoiled. I wasn't getting any spoilers because I wasn't looking for them and they weren't finding me. So really, I think spoilers only really came along once I had started the channel. I'm trying to think if anything got spoiled in the sense of results, because obviously a lot of the time couldn't watch the shows live. That's when spoilers came in for me, when a show had happened and I would find out before actually getting a chance to watch. And that would be spoiled just by like notifications or just seeing bits, like, you know, as you're on the on your phone or whatever. But like, no, I can't say like, oh yeah, this moment, this person coming in, you know. I don't know. I mean, there was lots of rumors about AJ in 2016, and I'd seen all those rumors, but it wasn't spoiled. It wasn't a guarantee that he was going to be coming in. But yeah, I really can't stress how little time I used to spend on like social media or forums or anything. So I just wasn't really getting anything spoiled. So hopefully someone in the chat can provide a better answer. Right now, we've got Axiom around the back of Mustafa Ali. So we just had Scripps, Nima, and Price make their presence felt. Now we've got Axiom with a guillotine that's been applied, but oh, beautiful jackhammer by Mustafa Ali. Crowd applauding here, making a little bit of noise. Jarrett said it's like WWE think they can book Rhea like Roman, which can't work until Rhea has fully established herself with a full body of work. Mitchell said, I never really followed spoilers or social media. First spoiler I saw was AJ coming in from New Japan. Yeah, I mean, I remember there being lots of rumors, but I never saw it guaranteed. So I really don't remember. But even that, I mean, that's going back to the birth of the channel. My first videos were on Royal Rumble 2016. Moonsault to the outside there by Axiom, and he's grabbing a hold of his leg. He stumbles back a little there. Grabs Mustafa Ali, throws him back in the ring. Axiom just feeling the effects as a knee strike comes in by Mustafa Ali, who goes through the ropes. Net breaker. So swinging net breaker there by Mustafa Ali. Grabbing Axiom. He's looking to throw him back into the ring. Ali climbing up top. So those Scripps, Nima, Price, they came out to watch, but they've gone away again now. Axiom round the houses into a DDT. Tornado DDT. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Shoulder up. Oh! Into an armbar by Axiom. Axiom looking for an armbar. The crowd really not into this. The crowd not making any noise. Stepping through by Mustafa Ali. Sharpshooter there by Ali as Axiom's trying to get over to the ropes. Ali rolls through. Chop coming in there by Axiom. Axiom... Oh. Into a DDT. Coming off the top rope there, Axiom. Quite impressive. Shoulder up by Mustafa Ali. Yeah, man. The crowd can't even conjure up enough energy to applaud these guys. They can't quite... Can't quite even conjure up enough excitement to applaud. All the rumors back then were crazy. We had to wait until the next show to find out if they were true. I'm loving no commercials, says Prince Moolah. That car was slower than you get into people's super chats. Ah, very good. Very good. That is true. Did I miss any, by the way? I'll just have a quick little scoop. Just have a little look, see if I'm on top. Yeah, no, we're good. Oh, I'm all over him tonight. Yes, very good, James. Very good. This crowd sucks, said Mitchell. Okay, so a few boos for Mustafa Ali. Axiom crashes hard to the outside. Yeah, he wants to win. They're battling away here. Mustafa Ali going up top. Perched. Comes crashing down onto Axiom. And gets the win. So he was pulling at the mask. So Mustafa Ali was pulling at the mask. And as Axiom was trying to fix his mask, he pushes him to the outside, gets the advantage, and picks up the win. So Mustafa Ali just showing a little bit of a heel tendency here. Whoever is the winner of tonight's North American Championship match. Starting a campaign. So he's starting a campaign to be the new North American champion. Right, we're backstage. We're backstage. We've got people that have been attacked. We've got Ikemen Jiro down. Schism. So, Schism are attacking people backstage, looking for the Creeds. The Creeds are, like, in Hawaii. Didn't they watch last week when they were on the beach? They said that if they've got to turn NXT upside down to find them, then that's what they'll do. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking to see Quincy Elliott down. Here's Kalani Jordan. Kalani Jordan then making her way down to the ring. Why not take her advice? Oh, who did she call out? Blair Davenport. So, Kalani Jordan called out Blair Davenport. She does lots of nodding during her entrance, doesn't she? As soon as she got on the edge of the ring, she was like, mm-hmm. And then she's in the ring, she puts the crown on. Mm-hmm. Lots of nodding. Mm-hmm. I think what I'm saying is, I need a Kalani Jordan bobblehead. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's go. Blair Davenport is Will Ospreay's wife. I know they were together. I don't believe them to be married. I don't even know if they're still together, actually. Does anyone know if they're still together? I would guess that ended. Because, I mean, she's in America. He's in Japan. I mean, you can do long distance relationships, but tricky. AB Jobson, shout out to you, said Mania 40 packages on sale today. Kalani's going to die, says Gerald. Raging Demon said, I miss the beach balls at WrestleMania and the pay-per-views. That was hilarious watching security guards chasing the ball around and the crowd playing volleyball across the stadium. Okay, Kalani working on the arm of Blair Davenport. Oof, quite brutal, man. She's really pulling on that arm. She's desperately trying to yank it out of the socket. Goes up, down, over. Against the ropes goes Kalani Jordan. Crossbody. 1, 2. Kick out by Blair. They're not together anymore. She's with another guy on her Instagram account, says I Am Famous. Jeremiah said they broke up in 2021. Shoulder tackle by Kalani. I can give you a spoiler warning like Paul Heyman. Roman isn't losing the title at WrestleMania 40, says Jarrett. Kim said WWE should give Mustafa Ali his old theme back. Kalani on the outsides. I think Mustafa Ali's tricky. I like him. But that was pretty flat response from the crowd. Suggests that people aren't overly excited about where he is as a character at the moment. I mean, it is just one crowd, but saying that, I can't remember many, if any, great reactions for him recently, so does certainly raise the question if we're on the right path with Mustafa Ali, but we'll see. Showing a little bit of a heel tendency. Chinlock being applied here by Blair Davenport as Jordan's trying to get out of it. She's getting back up to her feet. Shot to the midsection there by Jordan. And again, as they break apart and down goes Blair. Jordan actually battling away here. This has not been a one-sided demolition, although it probably should have been. Back elbow by Jordan, looking for the cover. 1, just a 1. I mean, Kalani Jordan's only had a couple of matches. I would imagine we were trying to really build up Blair Davenport and how dangerous she is. So I've no doubt Blair's going to win this. But the surprise is that they're making it as competitive as what it is. Kalani Jordan lands on her feet, goes over to the corner, a little bit botchy. Gets up, gets put to the outsides. Forearm strike. Do you know what? When I'm watching these women, they operate at quite a fast pace. Like Kalani Jordan is just constantly like, right, now I'm going to do this, now I'm going to do that. Like she's down on the ground. There's like a real sense of urgency. Knee strike there by Blair. 1, 2, 3, and she gets it. Blair wins. Blair wins. Sometimes when I'm watching, say, AEW, and I'm watching like some of their lower talent that's coming through, they can be a bit slow, a bit plodding. Yes, I'm thinking Anna Jay. I'm thinking Anna Jay. I'm thinking Julia Hart. They can be a bit slow, a bit plodding. I like to see this urgency. I like to see this pace. She got in the ring with a belt there, Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke chasing Blair Davenport. What's up? Oh, Dana almost hit Kalani there. Dana Brooke snapped, man. What was that? She's upset. What are you upset for? Oof. What's she upset for? God, chill, man. You're going to get tabled. That's what Von Wagner's shirt says. Are we trying to make that a catchphrase, do you think? You're going to get tabled. That sounds something that a cool maths teacher would say. As they're trying to teach the kids the times tables. Right, kids? Are we all ready to get tabled? Yeah! 8 times 9 is 7 times 6 is 6 times 6 is. Add them together, what have you got? It's like, oh man, Mr. Jenkins, your classes, they're so cool. Says no one. Says no one ever. You're gonna get tabled. Dana's turning heel. It's the best thing that could happen right now, says Oblong Box. Here's Metaphor. Metaphor making their way down as we're going over to this next match, the Heritage Cup Rules match. Noam Dar versus Tyler Bates. Quite a funky intro for Metaphor, isn't it? I mean, they're really building this faction up. I like their intro with the colors coming up behind them. It's quite creative. No Mercy, September 30th is the next big show coming up for NXT. Well, hopefully there'll be like a regular weekly episode that's quite tasty before then, but Noam Dar versus Tyler Bate. Blair and Ospreay split up in 2021, says James. Jarrett said, do you know what it means? Omega Punk Wembley Stadium AEW title on the line. Wrestling Guy said there's rumors that there's meant to be WWE and Fortnite collaboration with Becky and Bianca skins, as there was a post on Instagram. Is Fortnite still popular? Is it still the thing? I mean, I think back to like 2018. Yeah. Yeah, 2018. I was trying to think then. I was like, I definitely remember the England football team just talking all the time about Fortnite. I think it was about 2018. It's a long time ago. It's 5 years ago now, isn't it? My guess is it's probably popular, but maybe not as popular as it was then. I know you don't follow Collision, but so far for All In, we've got Samoa Joe against CM Punk, FTR versus Bucks 3, and Cole versus MJF. Well, looks good. Looks a good card. What's Noam Dar's? Noam's secret stuff. Is that what it says? I think his bottle said Noam's secret stuff. Right, we are underway. Round number 1 for the Heritage Cup. That's not really the Heritage Cup. Noam Dar is taking some secret stuff, which I believe is water. Or Gatorade. Or maybe Prime. I'm loving that Noam secret stuff. I love the Space Jam reference. Oh, I don't see Space Jam. Is that a Space Jam thing? It's still popular, said Wrestling Guy. Well, they will hopefully be able to enjoy playing as WWE superstars. Right, flip up there by Tyler. I think we've got some dueling chants breaking out from the NXT universe right now as Noam Dar is in the corner. Roll through there by Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate looking good here. Who's in Tyler's corner? I didn't see anyone come down with Tyler. So who's in his corner? Normally someone goes in like the corner. Tyler Bates in control at the moment. It's keeping Noam Dar grounded. So Tyler Bates in control. We've got a minute left of this first round. Metaphor on the outside. Kick out by Tyler Bates. They said they'll give Metaphor some credit. They've managed to get Noam out of the funk that he was in a funk. Not a bad place to be. "20 seconds left to go. If you want to wear a beanie yoga, no caffeine, beanie, Keeney Albini. Coach Co, shout out to you. Travis said, secret stuff. What is this? Space Jam. I'm just waiting for Bugs Bunny to interfere in this match. Let's go. I'm here for it. Right, there we go. End of the first round. No one managed to get a fall in that first round. Noam goes back to his corner. Aww. I'd be in Tyler's corner. I could fan him down. Fan him down. I could give him some of Daisy's secret stuff. Tyler, if you need me to pop over to be in the corner, willing to do it. Willing to do it. I can give him some, I could give some great advice. Right, when you get close, kick him. Just kick him. And if you can, punch him in the face. To the outside, good work there by Tyler. Tyler, what, this round, right? Mess him up. Mess him up this round, yeah. How shall I do it? I don't know. Just swing. 1, 2, 3. Tyler gets the first fall. Listen, is that because of my advice? Yes. Look at Lash Legend dragging Noam back to the corner. Lash Legend going over, grabbing an arm and a leg, dragging him over. No, Noam plays this role so well. He was fun when he was in NXT UK, and that's continued since he came into NXT. I really like Noam. Daze, who should induct Roman into the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Who should induct him into the Hall of Fame? I don't know why, but I think Triple H. I feel like Triple H should induct him. I think because he did come through NXT a little bit. I mean, he had a little bit of down there. Or maybe Heyman? Heyman's a great talker, man. Heyman's a great talker. For the showmanship, you might want to go The Rock, but who knows if you could get him. I wouldn't have Seth do it. You could have Vince do it, but I don't think Vince would do it. I don't know. My initial reaction is Triple H. And then if you could get The Rock, obviously try and get The Rock. But I don't think you'd have Rikishi or his dads or anyone like that. Yeah, Triple H. We got an AEW advert right now. One of professional wrestling's biggest spectaculars of all time. Go to Ticketmaster right now. You can still get in the building if you want to. Go to Ticketmaster right now. I wonder if there's people coming over from America. I bet there is. Bet there is. Bet there is people coming over from the good old USA. Yeehaw! Where can I park my horse? Yeah, we don't do that, I'm afraid. Yeehaw! Where can I get me some moonshine? We got pubs. Do they sell moonshine? That's America, by the way. If you hate cereal, you hate soggy cereal. Undercover manager said, how about this idea for a gimmick? Noam's Water has given me an idea. Portray a gimmick where they copy other people's merch. So they could feud with Logan and Prime, Cody and his weight belt, Montez and the Solo Cup, 3-month comedy gimmick. Yeah, you could have some fun with that. Definitely you could have some fun with that. I like it. I don't know if we're ready to have Metaphor and Noam Dar go into feuds just for that reason. That's the only thing. Like, are we going to do Noam Dar, Logan Paul just because we want to do... And the problem is down in NXT, 1, 2, shoulder up. Yeah, in NXT, there's not really much merch to take advantage of, is there? Okay, the count didn't. 1-0 still. Came at the end of that round. These two are battling away quite hard here. There's a golden fan that's being used by Jakara Jackson. Ash jumping back down. Oro Mensah with the bucket. No one in Tyler Bates' corner, as we said. Kick coming in there by Noam. Again, oh, lovely kick to the midsection as Tyler Bate goes down. Noam charging over, grabs the leg of Tyler Bate. Tyler comes crashing into Noam. Noam goes down. Now he's got Noam on his shoulders looking for an airplane spin. Airplane spin. Oh, that's good. I kind of like that with the camera. So as Tyler was going around, the camera actually was doing that. So it actually kind of felt like a bit... Oh. You wouldn't want to do it for too long, but I like the camera work. I like the camera work. Just kind of added to the... Whoa. They could have done that for the Cesaro swing. When Cesaro would be like swinging away. They could have done that. Oh, going right back to that. Kick coming in there by Noam Dar. Still 1-0. We're in round number 4. And now he's grabbing a hold of the leg. Bate trying to get over to the corner as Noam has still got a hold of the leg here. We've got a minute, just over a minute left to go. Oh, man, what if he loses this Heritage Cup? I haven't even really thought about what if. They made this Heritage Cup for him because he was so sad at losing the proper Heritage Cup. What if he loses this Heritage Cup? What if the joke is he just keeps losing Heritage Cup? Heritage Cups. They get through about 10 of them. Tyler trying to get over to the ropes. Ah, and he taps him. He taps him. So Tyler Bate taps. That makes it 1-1 in round number 4. So it took him a while to relinquish the holds. Noam goes back to the corner. Again, he's having his secret stuff. So Tyler Bate in the corner. Gets back up to his feet as Noam charges over. Kick coming in there by Noam. That was good as Tyler Bate went crashing down. Round number 5. I don't know how many rounds there are here. 5 or 6. They'll buy him another, which he'll then lose to Axiom, and so on, so on. Mitchell said it's WWE. Wins and losses don't matter. That was Road Dogg. Yeah, he did say that. Noam just snapped his leg like a Slim Jim, said Gerald. Snap into a Slim Jim. Puff Dutch said Tiffany is the future of the women's division for sure. Erase Your Mind says Becky's Lemonades. Brings all the boys to the yard. Right, we've got leg sweep there by Noam. Shots coming into the midsection by Tyler. Again, throwing in some shots, driving Noam back against the ropes. Noam covering up, cowering away. Tyler Bate coming over as Noam goes for a kick. Tyler round the back. Noam planted. Tyler Bate back up on his feet, goes against the ropes. Noam grabbing a hold of the arm. Big shot coming in by Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate, oh, got caught. He tried to go against the ropes. He got caught there by Noam. Noam has got Tyler Bates. He's trying to... Oh. German suplex by Tyler. Oro Mensah on the edge of the ring. He gets walloped. He gets walloped. He goes down. There's a big shot that comes in there by Noam. Tyler, 1, 2. Kick out. Kick out. Duck underneath. Against the ropes goes Tyler. Turns Noam Dar inside out. We're into the final minute. Round number 5. Noam Dar goes down. Pin attempt, 2. Reversed by Tyler, 2. Tyler gets it. Round 5. Oh, so he does win it. Tyler Bate wins the Heritage Cup. Oh, man. Tyler Bate. Noam Dar's devastated again. Brilliant. Brilliant. I love it. Tyler Bate has got the Heritage Cup, but it's not the actual Heritage Cup. It's the fake Heritage Cup. Noam Dar now finds himself with no Heritage Cup. Smash Mouth. That's then Hank and Tank. So Hank and Tank wanted to be called Smash Mouth. That was a band, wasn't it? They get attacked. Here's Ilya. Ilya looks good, man. I'm going to the ring and I expect Trick Williams to meet me there. All I can promise for Trick Williams is pain. Right, commercial break. Commercial break. 40 minutes into the show, we get a commercial break. And Ilya Dragunov coming up next is wearing a suit. He's got some rings on. Roxanne is cool. I'm not sold on Soul yet, said Gerald. Fun moveset, but the character and psychology ain't there. Nexus vibes. Yeah, Nexus vibes. Her finisher is phenomenal. Sol Ruka's finisher is very good. What is your favorite WWE theme song, said Kashawn. This pops up a few times. DX always comes to mind. There's a few that I really like, but yeah, I think Triple H, any of Triple H's, like the Motorhead stuff is all really good. The DX stuff is really good. I think if you talk about theme songs that work for wrestlers, it's hard to not say Undertaker. It's not one that I would put on just out of choice, but if we're talking about a theme song that, like, oh my God, that's brilliant, and it just fits and works. I mean, you could say the same with Brock and his, you know, the bum, bum, ba bum, bum. Like, that's just so good. That just fits and it works and it's perfect for him. And the same with The Undertaker and his. So it's been some brilliant ones over the years, isn't there? Thought it would be Nikita, but it was Blair. Lame. They keep flashing Nikita like Fight Club. Isn't she still injured? I think she's still out for a while, isn't she? She did her like ACL, MCL. She did all the CLs. All the CL punks got ruptured. Jarrett said Cody is in quite the predicament. Almost every wrestler on the roster on Raw have already got storylines going. Sean said Solo has got a fire theme song. Chris said Voices for Randy is perfect. Q the Light Knight said my wife was a big hit on Spotify. 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 Is that a new website? There it is. There's one. There it is. Spotify. Laval said, Daze, if you remember, Sheamus turned face whilst having a segment against Gunther. Is Sheamus Gunther the best historical match ever? Imagine they faced one last time for the IC belt. Is Sheamus Gunther the best match ever? No. It's a very good match, but can't say it's the best match ever. I mean, when we're talking best match ever, there's probably three that come to my mind straight away. That would be Kenny Omega against Okada, which, I mean, at the time broke Dave Meltzer's scoring records. Just destroyed it, trashed it. And I remember the buzz amongst wrestling fans was just, it was somewhat significant. Like, Sheamus and Gunther is very well remembered, but I don't think it's one that, it didn't break like Dave Meltzer's star rating. Not that that really matters, but these little things I think add up to really show the impact of a match. And so I thought it was an excellent match, really enjoyed it. But compared to Kenny and Okada, or compared to Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat, that would be the other that comes to mind. Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat. And then the other one that comes to mind, I love Shawn Undertaker from WrestleMania 25. Like, those are always the three that come to my mind first of all. You could even include Macho Man and Ricky the Dragon from WrestleMania 3. That is very fondly remembered. We've got, but yeah, it was great. Sheamus and Gunther was great, and I would be definitely down for seeing a rematch. I'd be down for Sheamus being the one to win that title. Okay, so Dijak has just attacked. So Dijak attacks Wes. So Wes is down. Ilya Dragunov making his way down to the ring. Both of these really need a win, don't they? Both Dijak and Wes need to get the win in that. But I think they'll go with Wes. I mean, they've been building him up as North American champion. I don't think we're going to take a step back there. Dragunov stepping into the ring. Trick Williams, it's time to take responsibility. Where do you rank Bret Austin at WrestleMania 13? Oh, very high. Very high. I mean, top 10 WWE. So, Would it be top 10 in wrestling? Top 10 WWE, maybe just outside top 10 in wrestling. But yeah, incredible. Incredible. In fact, it might just slip into top 10 overall. Many people's favorite match, that. Trick getting into the ring. Take one step further. You remember what happened the last time? I called you out and I showed you what all this new muscle is about. You showed me why they call you the Man-Dragon. The Man-Dragon. I don't call him that, but I like it. The Man-Dragon. I know that you know that you're the reason as to why I'm not champ. At Great American Bash, I didn't hit you with the title. Bet you want to hit me. And he says, yeah. Julia says, yeah. Let's do it in a match. Trick Willie, man. Trick Willie. Trick Willie. I just saw his hat said Trick Willie. Trick Willie. Do you know what you're asking for? Sometimes these eyes burn red when he puts the contact lenses in. When he gets really angry, they burn red. But also when he puts the contact lenses in. This time Trick Willie happened. I can't take Trick Willie seriously. Because Willie in the UK means penis. I mean, this guy's in the ring calling himself Tricky Penis, basically. Tricky Penis. Tricky Penis, man. You better bring your A game, because I'm going to bring mine, says Trick Penis. You're the man that beat Breakker, yes. But you're the man that couldn't beat Mello. But I am sure Dirty Dom is hyped up in the back for his match. Porky Pig said we all love Willies out here. Shout out to all the Willies. Here's Trick Willie Hensey. Your career will die. Your career will die. There's a lot of anger, isn't there, hey? Here's Gulak and Dempsey. So Gulak and Dempsey don't have opponents right now? They are SOFT, soft. And so, and Big Cass have changed, didn't they? Here's Damon Kemp. Looks like he's got moths. Someone's eaten his t-shirt. Oh, there's Briggs and Jensen. There they are. I think we found what we were looking for. So it looks like it's going to be Briggs and Jensen. There's Bron Breakker backstage, getting ready as he heads to the ring. Here's the... What's your response to the fact that Wagner is looking to put you through a table? And Bron Breakker says, give me a break. That could be a good catchphrase for him, couldn't it? Give me a... Bron Breakker says, give me a break. Right, advert for WWE Shop. Don't forget there is a link to WWE Shop in the description, which will take you straight there. You can then browse all the merchandise. All of your WWE needs. The 1 Minute Wrestler, just Jackhammer, shout out to you. Tony D, soprano type group on Raw with older guy playing the real Don. Tony D was just copying his uncle on NXT. Have more members who play Eddie G type heels. Kelly Kincaid, aka Quinn McKay. Quinn McKay. I don't really care about her wrestling, if I'm going to be honest, but I just want her back in the bow ties. Get her back. Stop trying to make her like every other woman. When she had a little gimmick going where she would have some little glasses on and she had a little bow tie and then she stood out. She looked different. You'd see it. You'd go, who's that girl? Who's that girl? And then they've took that away from her. They've took all that away. Why have they took all that away? Hashtag bring back the bow ties. Jarrett said the fact that Bron Breakker hasn't moved up to the main card, same thing with Mello, is disappointing. They are ready for the main roster. Yeah, but is the main roster ready for them? This is what happens when you don't do call-ups, says Art King. Give me a break. Break off a piece of that Kit Kat, says Dark Angel. Queen Penguin, hello. I want to question who's going to win, then prepare for your prediction of the match. Who's going to win this next match? Bron and Von. Bron versus Von. I don't think this will be a one-off, to be honest. I could see this being a bit of a feud for a little while, so I think you're probably going to want to extend it a little bit. So my guess is like Bron wins via cheating. And then Von will be upset about it. They'll do a rematch. And I can't see it being a one-off. So I'm going to say Bron by cheating. But we can do it as a poll. We can do it as a poll and see what the masses are thinking. No, let me reword it. Who do you think is winning? Who's winning? Winning. Bron or Von? Breakker or Wagner? Absolutely. Mello and Bron Breakker are ready for the main roster on the main cards. I think with Fence being out of action, they should go ahead and be on there. Do you mean Vince? I mean Vince. Vince being out of action. I don't think Vince is stopping them. I really do think it comes down to creative. think they're fine to be called up, but it's just we don't need them. Is the brutal truth. I just don't think they're needed. Not when you've got like Carrion and, you know, we could do something there. He's a former NXT champ and we just haven't really found anything for him yet. We're only just now getting going with Shinsuke. Don't know. Debatable. Here's Ray and Roxanne. Here, Ray. Hi. I'm Ray. I know what it feels like to be the ultimate underdog. You'll be a champ one day. Just be patient. Ask a question. I never needed you at all. I never needed you. Of course he does. I don't like who my son is. He's hanging out with the wrong people. But that's my son. I will always love him. One day, I hope he will understand who his real family is. So, Thea asks, like, do you still love Dominik? Unlike you, he wouldn't throw in the towel. Bit of shade there from Thea. So, Ray with the pep talk to Thea. So, Thea asked if he still loves Dirty Dom. Okay, Bron coming out. The only person I think Cody could wrestle, and it would be short term, he's a part-timer, is Logan. Logan can bring out the best of anyone. Cody does the same, says Jarrett. Thea hulking up, Acceleration Mind. Thea is bigger than Ray. Logan Murphy, definitely not. Bob Jr. Logan Murphy said Logan is back. Welcome back, Logan. Hope you well, bud. Hope you enjoyed Raw. Hope you're enjoying NXT as we now move into the second hour. Botching and throwing in the towel is crazy. Been paying, so I'm going to make the longest text in. You are the best series history. Does Trick tell us his Willie does tricks? I think that's exactly what he said, yeah. That's what I took from the segment. Logan said Logan is back. Welcome back, Logan. Welcome. As Von Wagner gets in the ring. You're gonna get tabled. You're gonna get tabled. Bron versus Von. Let's go. Locking up, knee to the midsection there by Bron. Thea is so young, said William. See how she holds up after life beats her down. Lita for president is true, innit? She had one little setback and she's moped about it for about a month. You gotta suck it up, kids. Life comes at you like that on a regular basis. You gotta suck it up. Shoulder tackle by Von. Kick to the midsection by Von. Lovely suplex by Von as well. There's no one else other than Logan for Cody to wrestle. That's the money match. It's big. It's blockbuster. I think it could work, says Jarrett. Table chance. Table chance. Knight Rider said Logan Paul's next fight is facing MMA grappler Dylan Dennis in boxing. Is that who he's fighting on the undercard to Tommy Fury and KSI? That's who he's fighting. NXT stands for No X-Ray Turtles. Yes. Confirmed. Against the ropes goes Bron. And again, collides hard into Von Wagner. Hard into Von Wagner. Von goes down. Bang. Bron going over to Von. Von over in the corner. Bron goes against the ropes, collides into Von. Big knee strike. Crowd have been a little quiet tonight, you know. Been a little quiet tonight. Still to come, we got Dirty DOMINIK Mysterio taking on Dragon Lee. That is going to be, I believe, our main event. Should be our main event. I think there's a chance we get a new North American champion. Just a chance. Just a chance. In fact, what we can do is end this poll. And 77% of people think it's going to be Bron that's going to win. And we'll just do a poll for our main event. Who leaves as champion? Is it going to be Dominic? Or is it going to be not Dominic? Wrestler Andy said, Daze, should Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak do a Willy Wonka and Charlie gimmick? Yes. Absolutely. But in the way... But wear the clothes, but just in no way make any reference to it. So they can even eat like chocolate bars and stuff. And just have people like look at them a bit strange, but they still just care about really technical wrestling. I would go that way. And it's never mentioned. It's never comes up in conversation. And when we get to like a premium live event, when they could win the tag titles, and a small army of Oompa Loompas could come out and just surround the ring, Oompa Loompering, and again, it's not referenced. They don't acknowledge them at all. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. William Regal could play Grandpa Joe. You've got it mapped out, buds. You've got the whole thing mapped out. I want to annoy people with my name, says William Hensey. Right, Von collides into Bron. Big boot. Not the best of camera angles. You could see that it was short. I'd want tables, man. They really want tables, don't they? How about Adam Pearce? Turns heel, gets a few henchmen around him, starts putting obstacles in Cody's way. Feed him a group of heels, have him go against that group, says Undercover Manager. 1, 2. Bron gets the win. Here is your winner, Bron Breakker. Because he got a bit of a busted nose. It looks like his nose is a bit red. Big win for Bron Breakker, that in all fairness. Ron grabs Robert Stone. Oh, he's attacking Robert Stone. Von makes the save. Knee strike there by Von. Crowd is still chanting for tables. It looks like he is going through the table. The sweets went absolutely everywhere. Ah, big power bomb. Oh, man. Someone's going to have to pick up all those sweets. It's the start of the Willy Wonka storyline. See them sweets, man? It just went flying. Bang. Look at that. How many sweets do they need? How many sweets do they need? Along with my candy. My candy went everywhere. There's candy all over the floor. That's Vic Joseph, that is. His candy. His candy's gone everywhere. All that flying candy? Not the candy! What's this? What's this? What's this? Who are you? Eddie Thorpe. When I need grounding, I isolate myself in nature. These are cool visuals, aren't they? Some good visuals. When I fall short, it's no one's fault but my own. What are his ancestors, like Native American? I didn't know Eddie Thorpe was the new Tatanka. I didn't know this was this generation's Tatanka. Can we bring Tatanka in to give him, like, words of advice? Yay! Why don't we do that? That's what we used to do when Tatanka would come, and we'd do that. Bam, 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 bam. Yay! Ah, we're missing a trick, man. Lyra's having a word with Rhea here. You don't know what you're talking about. Dom doesn't need my help. Lyra's turning on Rhea. Practice like tonight. Only I call you mummy. Only I call you mummy. She can't call you mummy. Exactly. Why is Lyra all, like, bent over? I'm just looking at the replay here. Like, she's the way she's doing that promo, she's like, eh. You're really manipulative. She's like Gollum. You know, an attractive Gollum. Yeah, I call you mummy. Damn, Dom got blocked. Eddie Huntus, said Alex. Yes, Eddie Huntus. Let's go. Let's go. Dom retains, then Pillman Jr. debuts. That's my prediction, but it won't happen, says James. I guess that's how Dom is going to lose the title. Mitchell said, what's your halftime score so far? Well, we can find out what everyone's halftime score is so far by playing the song that everyone knows and loves.
Halftime scores, everybody, it's the halftime scores. I really want to know your halftime scores. Put it in the chat. Halftime scores, everybody, it's the halftime scores. Are you happy? It's the halftime scores. Are you happy or you sad? Halftime scores, everybody, it's the halftime scores. I should get that recorded. If I got it recorded, I could just press play then. Just sit here like this.
Boom, let's go. Regia Productions with a 7. Wild with a 7. Gerald with a 6.5. Mosey with a 7. Aaron with a 6. Dirty Doms, Dirty Aunt Trini. Wifey, sounds like you need to get some sage and air it out. Dirty Doms, Dirty Aunt Trini. Is Dom the name of the person you've been having the affair with? Just saying. Right, 7 said Chris, 6.5 said Virus, Chastity Plum said 7, Stand and Fight said 7.89, James said 4, Art King says 4, Alexa Bliss Gamer says 7, Jordan said 7.29, Mitchell said I'm 625. What about you? Probably just a little higher, 6.5, 675, about that kind of ballpark. I think there's been some fun moments tonight. I would say that it's in the fine region. It's in the fine to good. Certainly don't think we're in great territory. But I did like Noam Dar losing that North American heritage thing, and there was a nice little exchange between Thea and Ray. But yeah, I mean, it's solid is the word I'm looking for. Solid. Steven said 7. Can't wait for the main event, said Random. Gerald said, respect, Trini. Anyone that's cool with Dom is cool with me. Alan said 6. Tingling said 6. Crowd sucks. Crowd is quiet, man. This is not an NXT crowd. Well, it is, but... 6.5, 6.5, 7.5. It's been a decent show. Logan. Logan, is everything all right, mate? Is everything all right? And this is where I get nervous. Logan with a 6. Amazing. Love your score. I think it's a very fair score. And really appreciate the support. But you can stop, buds. You can stop with the super chats. It's really appreciated. Everyone knows. Everyone knows to keep an eye out for you now. You're a player in this community. You're a player. We've got Tony and Stacks here. Schism. So Schism are still looking for creeds. We are going to come back to this. Oh, they're just rabbiting away. Yeah, what are you yelling for? Calm down, toots. And they're a little outnumbered. There's a crowbar, though. They got crowbars. Stay on task. We'll stay on task for now. They are presenting the dyad a lot better now, aren't they? A lot better. The wait is over, guys. The Premier League. The Premier League is coming back. Premier League. This weekend. The Premier League. Here's Gulak and Dempsey. So, Logan, appreciate the support, my friend. Appreciate the support. James said, you know he's a kid. He's spending his mum's money. I am very concerned. That's why we're definitely dialing down, aren't we, Logan? Not doing the super chat thing anymore, are we, mate? We're just rocking in the chat as normal. Sunny says, I need to buy more salt. I am sure a few. My middle name is Astroglide. Hello, Astroglide. I don't want to be accused of bullying my dog. That's why I've not commented. We are underway with Briggs and Jensen. Briggs and Jensen taking on. Who is that dude? Who's the dude that's in their corner? Okay, so Gulak and Dempsey. Did they actually say who that person was? Because this is Gulak and Dempsey, but they've come out with someone else. There's someone in their corner. Miles. Tells him to get out. Get to the back. Yeah, life lesson. Life lesson, that is. Life lesson. Right, Briggs and Jensen against Gulak and Dempsey. Let's go. Report is Triple H and Bruce were at odds how to use Aldis. H wants him on TV. I want him on TV, and that is more important. I want him on TV. Miles Bourne. Oh, is that Miles Bourne? That name definitely rings a bell. Definitely rings a bell. I don't know how, but it definitely rings a bell. Austin says hello to a lot of people. Not everyone, but just a few selected people. He's a trainee. Gulak and Dempsey will win. Dragon Lee will win. Watch the main event closely, said Richards. Ashley said to the Premier League. The National League started last week, and that is much better. Up on the shoulders. Oof, Gulak gets hurled down. 38 minutes to go. 38 minutes to go. John Baby. John Baby, how you doing? Austin, guess what? I've got a solution to our Jey Uso agenda. What's your plan, John Baby? I like hearing of solutions. Kashawn said, Daze, imagine the Shields with their current gimmicks like Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, Visionary Seth, and John Moxley with all of his blood. Might be a little disjointed, mightn't it? I think the Shield were awesome, man. Maybe my favorite faction. So exciting. You know, I think wrestling fans are always looking for something fresh and different and intriguing and interesting. And that was something that William spoke about on the Wrestling Escape Pod this week. And the Shields were all of that. You know, it was 3 guys debuting at Survivor Series that we hadn't seen before, unless you was watching NXT or FCW. And, you know, it was a different kind of look. They were coming through the crowds. Don't get that very often. Obviously, they had the SWAT jackets and vests and the Sierra Hotel and all the others. India, Echo, Llamas, Drills, whatever it is. And Durnan. Amazing. Even the masks they used to come down with, and even the promos, you know, with like that, it was like on a handy cam. And it was like they would cut a promo into like a video camera, handy cam little thing. And it was all shaky and raw, and oh god, they were so good. Against the ropes goes Charlie. Oh wow, beautiful pass slam. Kick coming in there by Gulak. Fallon Henley on the outsides. She doesn't really know what to do, does she? Look at her. She's like, look at her. She's she don't know what to do with herself. Kick coming in there by Gulak. Forearm strike there by Dempsey. Here's Damon Kemp. Damon Kemp. Oh, gonna get the win here, Gulak. So Damon Kemp interferes, and it's a win for Dempsey and Gulak. Fallon Henley can't believe it. She's gutted. Backstage with Kalani Jordan. What was that? I was waiting for that killer instinct, says Dana Brooke. And she knows something about killer instincts. I don't want that for you. They make fun of me. I don't want that for you. She's trying to find a killer instinct. She can't find a killer instinct. I don't know about you, but when I think killer instinct, I think Dana Brooke. That's what I think. If you look up killer instinct in the dictionary, it's just a picture of Dana Brooke with that belt. Just like... Man, she's a killer. She is a killer. She's a former 24/7 champ. Put some respect on that name. I really like Dana. I like her as a person. Feel sorry for the negativity that she attracts, but it is kind of wild to be presenting her as someone that is the living embodiment of killer instinct. I'm just struggling a little bit on that one. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's like trying to present Thea Hale as a murderer. As a gangster. Okay, Ivy Nile against Kiana James. Working on the arm of Ivy Nile. Baron Corbin is better than Dana Brooke. I didn't even know it was a competition, to be honest, buds. Are they in competition? Down goes Ivy. Mitchell said, we've got a Jerry Springer level story happening. Austin is cheating on you with William, but Austin says you cheated on him with Triple T. Not really Jerry Springer stuff there, mate. It's all true. All checks out. I got no problems with that. No lies detected. Ivy Nile down. Days, apparently, yesterday's Monday Night Raw was the highest grossing in the city and in the company's history, says Wrestling Guy. I can't tell if they are breaking these records for the first time in a long time and making like a big thing out of them as a result, or are these records that have just been getting broken? Because obviously everything's more expensive now than it used to be. So you would imagine that the shows now are going to be making more than the shows did, you know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Like, the cost of tickets back in the day was so much lower than the cost of tickets now. Like, it's just, I can't quite tell. I don't know. I think it might be a bit of both. I think they are having a great time of it at the moment financially. I think it, yeah, viewership, all of that. I think it all checks out. But I do also think when it comes to like highest grossing, I do also think, well, it sort of should be. They should be smashing those records right now, because like the cost of tickets is so high compared to what they used to be because of inflation and all that stuff. So I don't know. I think there's a bit of a mixture in there, but yeah, I suppose it's right they shout about it. Records are more expensive these days. That's true. Well said. Even records are more expensive. Dirty Dom's Dirty Aunt said, so you admit you're a cheater, first an accidental murderer, now a cheater. For shame that superstardom went to Daze's head. Yeah, quite proud about it, actually. Quite proud about it, because I think women are there to be used and abused. I think we're wrong as a society to try and treat women as equal. So I think just to do a bit of using and abusing, I think like I'm playing my part in restoring the natural order of things. So I don't know, how do you feel about that, Trini? How do you feel about that? Wasn't expecting that answer, was you? Austin said he's more of a cheat than Randy Orton. We need a Barbie 24-hour watch long. Okay, never agreed to that. I said Austin did want a Barbie watch along, but I never said that it would be 24 hours. Let's not go adding things in now, shall we? Sonny, no! Nah, you're all right, Sonny. I see you as one of us. Daze went full heel, and I kind of respect it, says Mitchell. Dom is the draw for NXT. That'd be crazy to take the belt off him now, said Gerald. Yeah, but I don't know that this was ever a long-term thing, you know? I think this was just a little tickle to the ratings, and I wouldn't be surprised if another little tickle comes along soon. I actually thought he was going to lose the belt at the last Premium Live event show, the show they just did, which I can't remember the name. Great American Bash. I thought he was going to lose it there, but he didn't. So I don't know. Now he's got a title defense quite quickly after. I'm definitely looking at it thinking, oh, hello. Oh, that's clever. They've come out to ask Ivy. Schism. Oh, they're all pouring out through the crowd. That's cool, isn't it? Schism have surrounded the ring. It's a bit creepy, that, isn't it? It's a bit creepy. This is the kind of thing that we could be seeing on the main roster. With, like, all these Schism members surrounding the ring. And they're slowly banging on the edge of the ring. It's a cool visual, man. What are they? I don't know what they're clapping for, though. What are they clapping? Who are they cheering? Who are they supporting? Who's that meant to motivate? If I was Kiana, I'd be like, I don't feel comfortable with this. And if I'm Ivy Nile, I'm definitely... Neither of these women can be comfortable with this situation. So what's this achieving? Are they just there to spook both women, do you reckon? It's a cool visual, though. It looks great. I really like it. I wish every match was like this. Literally every match. Every match. New Japan, AEW. I want every match with Schism members around the outside. Just banging on the edge of the ring. Getting quicker. That guy's out of sync. He's doing it on the offbeat. One of them's into jazz because he's doing it on the offbeat. Everyone's like doing that, and the other guy's doing it on the offbeat. The dude in the corner, he's into his jazz, and he loves a bit of Miles Davis. He beats to his own drum. I mean, it is distracting. I am not even watching the match. I don't even know who's wrestling. I'm just watching to see if they're all banging at the same time. And it surprisingly seems to be a challenge for them all, actually. You'd think it'd be the easiest thing in the world to just do it at the same time. But there are people that are out of sync. Ava just swipes at Ivy. Oh, they've stopped banging now. It's got super serious now. Super serious. They've all got the case of the claps. There we go. Kiana picks up the win. This should be the new Lumberjack match, says Carter. It's good. It's a good visual. I like it. They are allowing Kiana to go. Where's her bag? Listen, rather than looking confused, just be pleased that they've let you walk out. So Kiana picks up the win. Ivy is being surrounded. Grabbing Ivy. Gacy wants to know where the Creeds are. Where are the Creeds? Is the Don and Stax? Ah, oh, Stax just nailed one of those Schism people with the crowbar. If I'm Ivy Nile, I've got some serious questions as to where the flipping Creeds were then. Considering I'm in peril. Right, we got Angel Garza. He's backstage. Starting to look dumb. Half of them were on the offbeats. I know, but you didn't. Oh. Grandpa expected more. Look at us now. We're a joke. This is Los Lotharios. Why do you always have to bring him up? Why do you always have to bring up Grandpa? Because without him, we're nothing. He gave us our names, trained us, taught us, helped us every step of the way. I know he would watch us play as kids. He wanted the best for us. They're doing it for Grandpa. He was the one that started it all, made sure our whole family did things the right way. We are embarrassing him. It's good, isn't it? We should be honoring him. Oh my God, are they going to dress up as grandpas? Let's go. I'm here for it. I wonder what he would think of us now. That's a cool picture, man. I am sure he is watching over us. Oh, it's all really sad, isn't it? Oh, God. I can't cope with this. I like to have fun with things. I can't have fun with dead grandpas. Right, here's Tyler Bate. Cough it up. Noam's going to need his property back. Gerald said, not going to lie, wouldn't hate Ivy joining the family. Yeah, I wouldn't hate that either, actually. That's a good shout. I can't just give a championship back. Give it back. Oh, no. Everyone's got a Heritage Cup. It's just like the Spider-Man meme. I am the champ, says Noam. Tyler will give you the cup back. Hang on, what's going on here? He's just giving it back. So what happens to Tyler? He had a cup and now he don't have a cup. I owe you one. Yeah, you do. You just made him give a cup back that he won earlier tonight. I mean, the only thing I'm going to say is that cup is flipping huge. I wouldn't want to carry it around either, in all fairness. So Tyler hands the cup back after Nathan Frazier said he'll give Noam a title shot if Noam said his cup was fake. Jesus. It's going to take me the whole of my recap video just to try and explain what the flip that was. Right, so you've got Noam Dot. He had a cup, right? He lost that cup to Nathan Frazier, but he didn't lose the cup because it was Oro Rensler. And so then Noam was like super sad. So they made him a new cup. He then lost that cup to Tyler Bate. That then brought us to the backstage segment where Nathan Frazier said that he'll give Noam a shot at the original cup if he explains that the other cup is a fake cup, and Tyler would also give him the fake cup back if he would then say that it was the fake cup. He said it was the fake cup in a roundabout way, so he got his cup back. He got his title match. Tyler didn't have a cup, and so Tyler said, "You owe me one," And Nathan Frazier was like, yeah. And so that's where we are. So, and at Heatwave, we've got Cup versus Cup. Woo! Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Right, 18 minutes and a little bit of an overrun. Mitchell said, I hope Tyler comes out next week with a normal-sized drinking cup with some soda in and calls that the Heritage Cup. And then I hope he comes out with his own Heritage Cup that's exactly the same as Noam's Heritage Cup and Nathan Frazier's Heritage Cup. And I want all three of them running around with a Heritage Cup. That's what I want. That's what I want. Give me what I want. Oof. Nearly 300 votes. Who leaves as champion? Dragon Lee, 43%. DOMINIK Mysterio, 57%. Carmen said, have you watched my all-time favorite movie, Polar Express? No. The reason I love Polar Express is because the music is composed and conducted by Alan Silvestri. I heard that Alan Silvestri likes to push old people over in car parks. That's what I heard. I haven't seen Polar Express. I've seen bits of it, but I've never watched all of it. I think I've got the DVD about 3 times, though. For some reason, it's just ended up in my life. I don't think I've ever bought it. Sometimes, though, I do really get into the whole Christmas movie thing. I like a good Christmas movie, but I've never actually sat down and watched it from start to finish. Honestly, I don't think Roman would lose to anyone if there really is no one left for. In all honesty, I don't think Roman would lose to anyone if there's no one left for him to lose to. Give me what I want. A 24-hour Barbie watch along, said Porky Pig. Porky Pig. Just like a lot of pigs, you are barking up the wrong tree. Roman, we've answered that. We spoke about that. Who do you think Roman will lose to? I'm leaning towards Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. The hits keep coming. Escobar Theory on Friday as well. Friday Night SmackDown. Live in Calgary. Calgary. Right, here's Tiffany. Yeah. What next? Great question. TBH, I've got a lot on my mind. Bludged. So me, a pink bodysuit. So Barbie. What shoes would she wear with the blue dress? What do you think, guys? If you put blue with blue, it might be too blue. Darba dee darba da. I reckon black. Or white. White would be nice. She hasn't really thought about next opponent. No one. Yay! Toodles! No one is her next opponent. Toodles! Trick Williams. Where's? I ain't no messenger. Oh, God. It's all happening. Look at your chunky ass. Oh, no, Tricks. I like Trick. Oompa Loompas! It's happening! Wrestle with Andy, it's happening! Oh my god, I can't believe it's happening. Oh god. I feel like what's that meme of like Michael Scott running around outside his office going, it's happening, it's happening. It feels like that. He just called Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak a bunch of Oompa Loompas. Oh my, are they booking this show based on what gets said in the stream? I don't want to say that's what's happening, but certainly feels that way. Hey, Heatwave is coming up soon. Does that mean that we've been back watching NXT for 12 months? So it was Heatwave last year with like that ambulance match and Wendy Chu and Tiffany. I remember they were in a feud. Here's Ray. Booyaka, booyaka! 619. Rey Mysterio comes out. Mysterio. Alan Silvestri also composed and conducted the music to The Parent Trap from 1998. Carmen Live, shout out to you. Booker T talk about how he's got nothing but respect for Ray. Honestly, I think he's better than NXT. I don't think he needs to go back to NXT. I think he's pretty much learned everything he needs to learn. I don't know. Seeing Ray in an NXT ring. It's crazy, isn't it? Right. I'd love to see a show where we got the proper main event stars in a building with a crowd of this size. So, introduces Dragon Lee. Definitely presenting Dragon Lee as a big deal, aren't they? Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee making his way down. But Alan Silvestri also composed Parent Trap. Omar said, do you believe aliens are real? I believe there's aliens out there, yeah, definitely. It's like billions of planets, billions of galaxies. I don't even know. I think they said there's like millions of planets that are like got Earth-like atmospheres. So it has to be more unlikely that there's not life out there than, you know, it's got to be more likely than unlikely that there's life on one of those planets. Whether it's like little green men running around, you know, flying spaceships, little saucers, whatever. That's a different thing. I don't know about that, but yeah, I think there's almost certainly life out there of some description. Here is Dominik and Amy. Dear Shawn Michaels, let me face Noam for the shiny cup thing. I like shiny cups. I've heard that about you. I've heard that about you. You brought up the misery. Sonny said aliens are defo real. Defo. Okay, Dirty Dom, is he leaving with that belt? Is he leaving with that title? There's trouble in the Judgment Day. It's all... a few cracks are showing. Could this be another blow to the Judgment Day? Oppenheimer is okay, said Mr. Quake. Austin said, Dear Sean, can you please book Days to give me the Barbie watch-along? I don't know what's wrong with you. I keep saying we'll do it when we get to 300,000. God, what's the problem? Gerald, shout out to you. The goat. The goat is here. DOMINIK Mysterio. Right, 300 votes. DOMINIK Mysterio versus Dragon Lee for the North American Championship. Let's go. Let's go. There's a DWO sign in the crowds. D-Dub. I wonder if that's Dominic World Order. Do you think that's Dominic World Order? I hope so. Oh, man. Did you hear that slap by Dirty Dom? Kick to the midsection by Dom. Dom goes against the ropes. Against the ropes again. Over the top. Good work there by Dom. Goes for a clothesline. Head scissors. Dom goes over. He's back in the corner. Kick coming in there by Dragon Lee. Dom goes down. Dragon Lee goes over. Drives a foot in the face. Drop kick. This is a big match for Dominic, you know. It's a big, big match for Dominic. He is in there with a real talent. Someone that can really go. On the outside, Ray not getting involved. Long time no see, says Rhea, but Dragon Lee wipes out Dominic in the background. I think we're going to commercial break. Rhea tells Dragon Lee to get back as we go to commercial break. Lee for the win. Days, biscuits or bagels, says Carter Time. Bagels, 100%. 100%. I like, I'm into foods that are filling, like a bit of biscuit. You could eat a biscuit and then like a few seconds later you just want another one because they're more-ish, but they don't satisfy. I'll take a bagel over a biscuit. Defo. That wasn't even hard, Carter Time. That wasn't even hard. Done. SmackDown. Will SmackDown be better than Raw? I don't know. I hope so. I thought Raw was all right. I thought it was pretty good in the end. But I'll definitely take an even better show. This elevates his heat, said Zokiller. William said Oppenheimer is a goof. We have created nuclear fusion twice. We are awesome. Let's go. Well done, us. Well done, us. Well done, everyone. Right, commercial break. And as we said, you got 4 minutes. There is going to be a little overrun. And we've had 300 votes. 300 votes. In fact, we might as well end the poll, mightn't we? Get the poll. Will it end? Can't even end it. Won't even let me end it. Okay. Why won't it end it? If I press end poll, nothing happens. Let me pop out the chat and see if that makes any difference. Nope. Nope. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's done it now. Looks like it got frozen for a second. James said, last hour of Raw was great. The rest was... Mitchell said, I think it stands for Donkeys Wear Orange. Okay, good. Don't know why. For a second, I was like, am I wearing orange? Just felt like a diss. I don't know. Daze, can you do old Raw and SmackDown watch-alongs for members streams? No. That would take too long. So, like, 3 hours to go back watching old Raws is going to eat up too much chunk of time. We can do an hour. So, we have watched old NXTs before. We've even done a few old Raws when they were, like, an hour long, you know? So, those things are possible. So... those are possible. But like, yeah, more recent ones that are like 3 hours long. Although saying that, when you don't have commercial breaks, it takes it down quite a bit, doesn't it? So I don't actually know how long a SmackDown is without its commercials. It might be like 120, so actually that might be possible. That might be possible. Elbow coming in there by Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee goes into the corner. So maybe if we can find something that's around that kind of hour, I don't mind going a little over, but hour 20, hour 15, something along those lines. Hour and a half, I'll push it that far. Sometimes we go that far up anyway. I would be open to that. I'd be open to that. But what with all the kind of figure videos we're trying to do, going out to do toy hunts and everything, we don't have like a big window of time. The tassels just came off Dominik's boot and he just threw them at Rey. He threw his boot tassels at Rey Mysterio. Trick Williams against Drew Gulak has been announced for next week. Trick Williams against one of the Oompa Loompas. Rey Mysterio watching on. Knee to the midsection there by Dirty Dom. Suplex by Dirty Dom. Shucky ducky quack quack. Shucky ducky quack quack. Boos are raining down as we got the three amigos. Kick out there by Dom, just having a word. Crowd making a little bit of noise as Dom's going over, grabbing Dragon Lee. This thing, I mean, this match, there hasn't been loads to it. We've had obviously a interruption with commercial break, and we started pretty late with it. But the big question is, how's it going to finish? Shots coming in there by Dirty Dom. Shots coming in by Dirty Dom. He's pacing around. The boos are ringing out. Again, the boos continue to ring out. Dom has got the mask. He's starting to undo the mask here. Dominik undoing Dragon Lee's mask. Rhea is really excited about that. She's bouncing around on the outsides. Dragon Lee getting up to his feet and blocks a shot. Starts firing back with some shots of his own. This is for the North American Championship. Dirty Dom goes down. And again, Dragon Lee, all kinds of fired up. As he goes back into the corner, Dirty Dom up in the air. Kick. Lovely kick there by Dragon Lee. He's got Dirty Dom in the corner. Dragon screw by Dragon Lee. As Dirty Dom goes over by the ropes. Clothesline to the outsides. Dirty Dom on the outside. Dragon Lee getting fired up. Rey Mysterio shouting away. Trying to encourage Dragon Lee as he suicide dives into Dominik Mysterio, who goes into that commentary table. Goes back into the ring. The crowd are chanting. But Dragon Lee, as there's a knee strike to the side of the head. Kick out by Dom. Kick out by Dom. Rhea Ripley, Mammy, is nervous right now as we're nearing the end of the show. Which way is this going to go? Are we going to get a new North American champion, or will Dirty Dom retain? Dirty Dom with some elbows to the side of the heads. Reversal. Dirty Dom into the corner, up over the top to the outsides. Dirty Dom face first into that top turnbuckle. Dragon Lee climbing up. Perched as Dirty Dom comes over, knocks him down, starts climbing up. Right now in position, looking for a superplex. Tree of Woe. Tree of Woe. Dirty Dom in a Tree of Woe. Bang! Down comes Dragon Lee. Rhea Ripley. 1, 2. Oh! Rhea Ripley jumped up on the edge of the ring. Rhea Ripley is disintegrating on the outside of the ring. She really thought she was going to have to get involved then. Dirty Dom is up. He's grabbing at the mask. No joy. Duck underneath. Net breaker by Dirty Dom. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Shoulder up by Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee shaking his head. There's people on their feet in the crowds. Forearm strikes coming in there by Dirty Dom. Dragon Lee back against the ropes. German suplex. Super kick comes in by Dom. Knee strike there by Dragon Lee. Oh, Dragon Lee is set up for the 619. Dom against the ropes. 619 connects. 619 connects. Dominik Mysterio up top. Knees up by Dragon Lee. Knees up. Dragon Lee with Dominik. Looking for the sit-down powerbomb. 2. Oh! All kinds of close. All kinds of close. Ooh. I thought that was it. Oh, the belt is slid in by Mammy. The belt is slid in. But Ray grabs the belt. Ray grabs the belt. Ray has snatched the belt off Dominik. Ah! Dragon Lee, 1, 2, 3, and Dominik retains. Dominik retains. Oh, man. I thought he was losing it. I really thought he was losing it. That sit-down powerbomb that he manages to kick out of. And then when Ray grabbed the belt, I thought he was losing it, man. Gutted. I'm gutted. I really thought he was losing that title. Certainly when Ray grabs that title. But then in the background, there's so many moving parts in this. So many moving parts. Mammy using her women's title to nail Dragon Lee. Frustrating as Rey Mysterio comes over to Dominik, points at him. Dominik holds up that North American Championship. Ray just having a few words with Dominik here, and Mammy steps in the way. Mammy steps in the way. Okay, we've got a push here by Rhea. She's pushing Ray. Who have we got? Lyra! Lyra arrives! Lyra starts unloading on Rhea. Oh, man! That kick from Lyra is sick! That kick from Lyra is so good. So we've got Rhea and Dominik on the outside. We got Lyra, Ray, and Dragon Lee in the ring. But the big story is that Dominik retains. Dominik retains. There is no justice in the world. No justice. Zero justice. Apart from Sid Justice. Man, that kick by Lyra is so good. Bang! Oh my God. Love it. Love it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Next week, we get our first segment from the Chocolate Factory. Come on! Good show. 7 out of 10. It was a great ending. It was fun, wasn't it? It was fun. I like to put it up as a poll because it just attracts more results. So if we do it on here, we'll get like a couple of hundred. But if we do it on the channel, then we might get like over 1,000. So we'll put that up right now so that people can vote. WWE NXT poll. What did you score this week's NXT? So, yeah, great ending though. 5 all-time. 4 great. 3 it was good. 2 it was okay. 1 sucked. It's awful. I hate this world. Boom. Right. That was a really fun ending. I'll give the show a 7 to 7.25. Yeah, I agree. I was around a 6.5, 6.75. I think we went up from there. So yeah, 7 to 7.2. Yeah. Right there with you, buds. Right there with you. Right, lots to go and sort, so I am gonna run away. Obviously, we have the overrun, so we've already gone over a little. But yeah, I hope people enjoyed this episode of NXT, got something from it and enjoyed it. Really appreciate people joining us as always. We are back tomorrow with AEW Dynamite as we continue to work our way towards Wembley. And of course, the big one this week, which I think is going to really get some attention. What are we doing on Friday? What is going on with Jimmy Uso? What is going on with Jay and Roman and the Bloodline and that situation coming out of SummerSlam? I think people want a really good answer. They want a really good reason as to why Jimmy turned on Jay. And yeah, I can't wait to find out. And I would imagine that that is going to be a very well received, well viewed episode. So Friday, we've got a big juicy episode ahead of us. But as we said, we've got AEW tomorrow before we get to Friday's show. So yeah, appreciate it. Thanks a lot for joining us. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.